Hello everyone, my name is Ekaterina Kardakova. I'm an opera singer, voice and public speaking coach. Perhaps you have already experienced a situation when you talked to an audience, or you did a report, or you had a speech in front of the audience, and you noticed that people didn't listen to you. They checked their mails, they scrolled their phones, they were talking, dreaming about something, but they were not listening to you. Not the pleasant situation for a speaker, because every speaker at this moment thinks immediately, okay, what do I do wrong? Why do people don't listen to me? The reasons are several. However, I think that one of the biggest reasons is that many people speak very quiet. So it's basically very hard to understand when you are sitting in the audience. So the quiet voice is one of the biggest reasons why people don't listen to you, because they simply don't hear you. There are some reasons, also the reasons why you are talking too quiet. I think that the most important reason is the fear of being criticized, fear of being judged, fear of being not perfect enough, etc., etc. Lots of fears, and automatically we start to speak quiet, because we don't want to be heard, because we don't want to shout out, This is the psychological reason of this, the fear. Second thing is that when you speak in public, or when you have an important conversation, you have this inner tension, physical and emotional. And of course, when you have very high expectations and this performance or conversation is very, very important to you, you immediately inside of you start to be tensed, like how it will go. And am I prepared well? What should I say? Etc., etc. So you really put yourself in a very tight form, and your body reacts on this. So all the muscles around your neck, your shoulders are so tensed that the voice cannot even get out from your body. Everything is closed here. And the third reason is that unfortunately people still underestimate the importance of the voice training. Because many people think like, voice, it's not that important, I can speak. So you speak and people don't listen to you because they simply cannot hear you. So many of my clients after the voice training said the same thing. They said, wow, I couldn't even imagine that a voice training can make such a big impact on my presentation, on my communication, on how I deliver the message, because I immediately sound authoritative, confident, and my voice is so much more powerful. So, what to do? I want to show you one exercise, how you can make your voice sound more loud. And this is a breathing exercise, because the breathing is a part of our nerve system. And when you teach your body to breathe correctly, I show you really very simple exercise. Breathe correctly means that you breathe less air and deep into your belly. Let's start with audit. Just put one hand on your chest, another on your belly, and observe how you breathe in and out. Where does your air goes? How does it feel? Do you breathe in your chest, in your ribs, in your belly, or you have a mixture breathing, chest and ribs or chest and belly? So, from my experience, I have to say that 95% of adults breathe in the chest. Why? And this is wrong, by the way. Why? Because our body reacts on each thought. And we have, during the day, many negative thoughts. So basically, every time when you have a negative thought, your body reacts with the stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, noradrenaline. And what happens, you immediately start to breathe too high and too short. You feel that your heart rate is increasing, your pulsation and breathing. And what happens? you don't even notice it, right? Because everything, all these processes, they happen in your body subconsciously. You don't notice this, but I want you to know what happens in your body. So you start breathing too high and too much. You also might notice that sometimes while presentations you have a feeling that you don't get enough air because you simply get too much air in your chest, and this too much air starts to press on your larynx. This is where our vocal cords are, and the vocal cords start to close too hard. Yeah, too hard. That's why you feel all this tension. You sometimes feel like you have something in your throat. You try, get it out. You cough, you drink water, but nothing helps, because this is a nerve spasm because of the pressure on your larynx. So what to do? We do now, or I want to show you now, the quarter breathing exercise. You might know it for those one who already does yoga, but I optimized it for the voice training. So this is not 4-4-4-4, it's 4-4-8-4. So 4 you breathe in, 4 hold, 8 breathe out, 4 hold, and at the end you say t t t t. How to do this exercise for the voice training correctly? So the main task is to teach your body to breathe less air and deep into the belly. That's why when you breathe in and count slowly, you really have to regulate how much air you breathe in. It should be maximum 15%. And you have to breathe in with your released jaw, because there is a connection between your jaw and your belly. Better your jaw is released, deep into the belly you can breathe. If you breathe like this, you can breathe in only in your chest. And from my experience, I tell you that 95% of people, if not 99, breathe like this. So basically, the jaw is too tense. The jaw is not released enough. That's why pay attention when you breathe in. Your jaw should be maximum relaxed and less air. And when you breathe out, imagine that you are breathing out through a straw. So also on S, you breathe out and regulate how much air and how you're breathing out. So 4-4-8-4. I will show you this exercise and we'll show you the numbers, and then you do it by yourself, or maybe also if you want you can do it with me. So breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, so ideally you do this exercise 3 to 5 repetitions and you count slowly. Ideally also you do this exercise every day. And before you do this exercise, make a recording of your voice, how you sound before the breathing exercise and after. And you will be astonished how different your voice sounds after this breathing exercise. Why? Because all the pressure from larynx goes away. Not only, by the way, from larynx and neck and your shoulder and your back. When all this tension goes away, only because you breathe in less air and deep into your belly, the sound of your voice gets so much more powerful, louder, with your individual color. And if you do this breathing exercise a couple of times per week, let's say maximum 3-4, or not even maximum, like ideally of course every day 5 minutes per day. After a couple of weeks, you will notice how powerful and strong your voice gets. Only because of this simple exercise. Only because you teach your body to breathe less and deep into your belly. And when you, after this breathing exercise, go and present yourself or do a presentation, and you do this exercise just before the presentation to calm down your mind, to tune your body, to warm up your voice, you immediately feel how much more confident you are, how much more stronger, powerful sounds your voice. If you have more questions, write me in the comments below. Especially, I will be very interested what you say before and after when you do this exercise. Write me in the comments, please. Thank you very much for your thumbs up. Share this video to everyone who wants to speak louder while presentations. Subscribe to my channel, and we see each other in the next video. Bye bye.